In 2010, Nissan shocked the world by launching the Leaf, the first mass-market electric car. At the time, Tesla was still a startup, and most automakers laughed at EVs. But Nissan was bold. It bet on an electric future before almost anyone else. Fast forward to 2025, EVs are mainstream. Tesla is the leader, Hyundai and Kia are rising fast, and Ford, GM, and Rivian are battling for market share. But Nissan? The pioneer that started the EV revolution? It just announced it will cancel the Ariya in the US after 2025. The Ariya was supposed to be Nissan's comeback. A sleek, all-electric SUV designed to rival the Tesla Model Y and Hyundai Ioniq 5. Instead, it struggled with delays, high pricing, and disappointing sales. And now, it's gone. So, what went wrong? Why is Nissan abandoning its flagship EV in America? And what does this say about the state of the US EV market? That's what we're diving into today. You're watching Drive Tomorrow, where the road ahead is always electric. From EVs and hybrids to the future of mobility, we bring you the breakthroughs, the battles, and the cars shaping tomorrow's world. Before we talk about the Ariya, let's go back to where it started. When the Nissan Leaf launched in 2010, it was revolutionary. A small hatchback with a 24 kilowatt-hours battery, just 73 miles of range, and a quirky design. By today's standards, it sounds laughable, but back then, it was groundbreaking. The Leaf became the world's best-selling EV, with more than 500,000 units sold globally. It proved there was a real market for electric cars. But Nissan failed to build on that momentum. While Tesla kept pushing with the Model S, Model X, Model 3, and Model Y, Nissan stuck with the Leaf for too long. Updates were slow, range improvements were minimal, and by the mid-2010s, the Leaf looked outdated. That's where the Ariya was supposed to change everything. When Nissan unveiled the Ariya in 2020, it looked like the perfect answer to the Model Y. It was a sleek electric crossover SUV with modern styling, dual-motor all-wheel drive options, and a projected range of up to 304 miles. The interior looked futuristic, with dual widescreens, a flat floor, and an upscale feel that Nissan hadn't offered before. Nissan said the Ariya would start at $40,000, making it competitive with Tesla and Hyundai. It was built on the new CMF-EV platform, shared with Renault and Mitsubishi. The plan was bold. The Ariya would put Nissan back on the EV map. But almost immediately, problems began. Originally, the Ariya was supposed to go on sale in 2021. But supply chain shortages, battery production delays, and the pandemic pushed everything back. In the US, the first deliveries didn't arrive until late 2022, almost 2 years late. By then, Tesla's Model Y was everywhere, Hyundai's Ioniq 5 was winning awards, and Ford had launched the Mustang Mach-E. The Ariya was already playing catch-up. Those delays cost Nissan momentum. In the EV market, being early matters. Buyers who might have chosen the Ariya in 2021 had already bought a Model Y, an Ioniq 5, or an EV6 by 2022. Another issue was price. Nissan promised a $40,000 entry price. But when the Ariya finally launched, it started closer to $44,000, and well-equipped models climbed past $50,000. At the same time, Tesla cut prices aggressively in 2023 and 2024. The Model Y dropped below $43,000 in many trims, while offering more range and better charging speeds. Hyundai and Kia were also undercutting Nissan with compelling EVs at lower prices. Even Chevrolet introduced the Equinox EV at around $35,000. The Ariya ended up stuck in the worst spot, more expensive than rivals, but without a clear advantage in technology or performance. When the Ariya was conceived, Nissan thought it would go head-to-head with the Tesla Model Y. But the Model Y wasn't the only rival. By 2025, the EV/SUV segment is packed. Hyundai Ioniq 5, Kia EV6, Ford Mustang Mach-E, Chevy Blazer EV, VW ID4, Rivian R2X. The list goes on. The Ariya didn't stand out. Its range was decent, but not class-leading. Its charging speeds topped at 130 kilowatts, slower than Tesla and Hyundai's 800-volt systems. And while the interior was nice, it didn't wow buyers enough to justify the price. In reviews, the Ariya was called fine and competent, but rarely outstanding, and in a competitive market, fine isn't enough. So how did the Ariya actually sell? In the US, Ariya sales never took off. In 2023, Nissan sold fewer than 13,000 units. Even the Hyundai Ioniq 5 outsold the Ariya by a wide margin. For Nissan, the math didn't make sense. Developing, producing, and marketing the Ariya for the US market was expensive. And with weak sales, the return on investment just wasn't there. That brings us to September 2025, when Nissan confirmed it will discontinue the Ariya in the US after 2025. The official reason: Nissan wants to refocus on smaller, more affordable EVs, especially those under $30,000. The company sees the future in entry-level EVs that compete with hybrids and gas cars on price. The Ariya was too expensive, too late, and too crowded in its segment, so Nissan pulled the plug. What happens if you already own an Ariya? The good news: Nissan says it will continue to support Ariya owners with warranties, parts, and service. The car isn't disappearing overnight. But the bad news is resale value. Cars that get cancelled often depreciate quickly. Without future updates or a successor model, demand in the used market will likely fall. That means Ariya owners could lose thousands more in resale value compared to a Tesla or Hyundai. Canceling the Ariya doesn't mean Nissan is leaving EVs. In fact, it's doubling down, just in a different direction. Nissan says its next wave of EVs will focus on affordability. The company is working on a new $28,000 compact EV that could launch by 2027. It's also developing a Leaf successor with longer range and modern features. Globally, Nissan is partnering with Renault and Mitsubishi to cut costs and share platforms. The Ariya might be gone, but Nissan isn't giving up on the EV race. It's just changing lanes. The Ariya's cancellation reveals a lot about the state of the AV market in America. First, competition is fierce. Buyers expect long range, fast charging, attractive pricing, and strong brand support. Launching late can kill a car, no matter how good it is. By the time the Ariya arrived, the market had already moved on. Third, the future of EVs in America may belong to affordable models. So that's the story of the Nissan Ariya, a car that was supposed to be Nissan's comeback but instead became a cautionary tale. From delays and high prices to fierce competition and weak sales, the Ariya never lived up to its promise. Now it's being discontinued in the US after 2025. But the bigger picture isn't about the Ariya alone. It's about an EV market that's moving fast, leaving behind anyone who can't keep up. Nissan may have stumbled, but the EV revolution is far from over. The next battle will be fought in affordable mass-market EVs. What do you think? Was the Ariya underrated or was Nissan right to cancel it? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Drive Tomorrow, where the road ahead is always electric.